So as a little reward, you've been working so hard, thank you, on all these different positions. I want to give you one more feeling, really, which I think will really help, especially if you've had tendencies from your past golf, maybe it's a couple of weeks or many decades. You had a tendency, you either hooked the ball or sliced the ball. So I want to help you into hopefully undo that and you get the sensation. So you're going to take your address position, hold the club up. Now, if you've been slicing the ball, it's been going over the top, and that fella, I want you to put your right hand on the club first and then put your left hand on top. Because when you make your impact position, you can get underneath it, you can get behind it. That's really easy, nothing hurts. My back wants to go that and I can hold that position because that's what you've got to do. If you want to hit the ball with a draw, you've got to feel like you're going behind it to release the arms. Okay, so that feeling there, hold it. Shut your eyes, drop the club, and then let your arms float. And you'll see from this camera that is heading out towards that pole there, right? So we do the opposite to show you the difference. If you've been hooking the ball all your life, we do the opposite. You put your left hand on the club there, then put your right hand on top. Now, you can't get underneath it so easy. That hurts. So in fact, it steers me to go more this way. So my right, that is the, when I clear, if you close your eyes and let your body go, my right shoulder goes a little bit higher and I can feel it already. So when I let go of the club, my arms want to float to the left. Big difference, I hope you can see from this camera. These hands were over there and these hands were down there. Wow, I got to be significant difference. So let's stay in discipline mode. So maybe for a while, we just do this as a field drill. You might be hitting balls, but just think about it. You've been slicing all the time. You want to get behind it and feel this. So you feel that. Feel how your arms go. Do it in the office. You know, you stand by your desk, you think, beautiful view out the window. If you, whichever way your tendency was, you go the opposite way to maybe train the body to go the other way. So I'm going to demonstrate, hit a couple of balls, kind of do it nice and gently and easily to show you what happens. And this will produce now two different releases. So for example, if I'm going for my draw and the body's going to, my hands go out there and look what happens to this right wrist. It will straighten because you've released the club out to the right. You've actually added some loft onto the club, so the club's going right. So in theory, ball should go high, start to right, and hopefully come back. So let's try that one. So I'm going to just fall back on it and let that wrist release. And it started round the pole and worked its way left. Let's do one more of those. So have a look at the point the club face right to the pole, that would make sense. So back on it, release it, and let it go. There you go. And of course, if we go the other way, remember this feeling? With our left hand first, right hand on top. When we let this go, the arms want to go left and we hold this wrist position. We don't release that one because that would send it left. So we're hanging on to it. That was our, what we called the hold off position, maintain this right wrist position. So as I come down, I'm letting it go left, hanging on to the angle. The club will swing left to the target and the golf ball. And if I do everything right, it should produce a little lower slicing shot. And one more of those. Nice and gentle, see if you can feel it. So you want to close your eyes, feel it. Where are these hands going to go? They stay nice and connected. Hang on to it. Nice and low. And the golf ball is trying to go to the right. Gentlemen, would you like to add?
Yes, I have one point. Remember that motion creates emotion.
Yeah.
Every movement creates an emotion, and which means you're actually building new neural pathways up here. So every time you do this for your own, you know, what you want and desire how you want to hit the ball, you actually practice new pathways here.
Yeah.
So the more you do it, the better it is. And motion is really comes from emotion.
Yeah.
And motion creates emotion, and it can go back and forth on these two. And after a while, how do you know you have succeeded? That is when you close your eyes and you can feel what you're doing before you actually do it.
I don't think that would take long. I think if you did this every day at your office desk, swapping your hands. You were a slice or a hook before, do the opposite. Just keep doing it. Do 20 of them. I would have thought if you did that a couple of times a day for a week, it should make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, making sure that you do it correctly, obviously, and with good intent and with good understanding. And like Shell says, even if you close your eyes, so you actually eliminate some of your senses, so it forces you to feel it rather than just see it in the mirror. We find that's a lot faster to learn things, and the body will kind of retain the new movement pattern that much faster. So, it's far better to do drills like this, guys, than rather stand there hitting golf balls trying to find it. Because when you're hitting golf balls, there's a completely different intent. When you do sort of really structured, really sort of specific drills, it really does assimilate that much faster. I like to call them Bruce Lees. We didn't learn a kata in karate, really quickly. We learned it really slowly.
Yeah.
And once we figured out all the positions, then when we put it at speed, we'd hit those positions. So, we learn that much faster when we do things slowly. So make sure you do a couple of Bruce Lees with all your drills, and then when you put it into your full swing, you'll certainly replicate that a lot faster.
And Shell, just one more thing. Would you recommend that you would do these drills slowly with great purpose at the end of your day and then leave them and head home?
Yes.
So I love a man with a simple answer. We've got hours to fill of this show. You've got to give me more, man. Thank you. We're going to go on the golf course now and start hitting the real thing.